Why is it that even after high school, after college, women still act like they're in high school? At work, in the medical field, women act the worst. I mean, if I had to ask my colleagues, like, what's the most stressful thing at work to encounter socially, they would say our coworkers. You know what I mean? So let me explain. I'm a CNA, okay? I'm currently in nursing school, and I work with another CNA. We've been partnering for a year, and she has been at the company for like over 10 years, and she's an awesome CNA to work with, amazing, like, awesome, right? And I would notice it took me like a year, but I finally caught on. I would notice that in front of other nurses, she would like to appear as if I do more. She loves carrying that title of I do more. And so one night I caught on to it where, like, she was taking care of the people that were under me. And I was like, oh, you don't need to do that. Like, I got it. I no worries. Like, I can do it. But I realized it was so that she could tell, like, our bosses, oh, hey, I did all the work. I did everything. And I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't care if in the process of doing that, it wasn't also trying to make me look bad. Like, I don't do my job, right? So one night, I worked the overnight shift. So one night, I tell her I'm in another room, I'm doing a change, and there was someone that she was taking care of, and so I realized it, and she goes, oh, this so-and-so has bowel movement. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, next time, I wasn't, like, I was in a room, but feel free to let me know, because I will just put the bed down, stop what I'm doing to take care of that individual, because that individual needed to be tended to for certain reasons that I won't get into first. So just let me know, okay? And I stressed it because I got it, like, I could do it, So now we hit, and this was like around 1 a.m. So now we hit 5 a.m. and I'm in a room, and apparently something happened. And long story short, just to, because I don't want to get into it because, we're in the medical field, but long story short, it was another situation like this to where, she ended up getting this person dressed and everything. And mind you, she knew I was in another room just getting someone else dressed. No lights went off, because for certain people, they don't use their lights. And so long story short, I was like, well, why didn't you come and get me? Because what I heard was the aftermath. I did this, I did that, I did this, I did this, in front of the person who we report to. And I was like, well, why didn't you just get me? You knew I was right there. Like, I didn't know, because once again, this person didn't ring their light, so I didn't know. I was getting someone up for in the morning. Okay, so yeah, I spent more time in there. And then she goes, you wanted me to get you? Like, I could just do it. Da, da, da. Like, she was just getting all uffy that I was getting upset. And I only I didn't even really raise my voice. I said it like this. I was like, well, why wouldn't you get me? Why would you do all of that by yourself? Because you're sitting here talking about the whole thing of what happened, and you didn't get me, and you knew exactly where I was. You wanted me to walk down to come and get you, as if we already didn't have this conversation at 1 a.m., And so she got mad, because how dare I, this lady is 60 years old, so how dare I, like, talk to her? And maybe it's a cultural thing, but I'm like, yeah. So she got mad, and, like, she did not talk to me. And I'm the type of person where I know other people, they are I'm still gonna say hi anyways. Like that's my mom's whole thing. Like my mom will say hi to everybody, even if they don't like her. She knows it. She'll walk in every single day and say hi. I will not. I'm very socially awkward at times. And sometimes it does take for that person to say hi to me, for me to say hi, just because I'm just socially awkward that way, but it's not to be rude. So in general, that's my personality. So, but I did realize, I was like, oh, she's not speaking to me. Well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything to her. I'm just going to wait until like she chills and says hi to me. Never happened. She wasn't going to speak to me. And I recall a conversation with this coworker where she took pride. She was talking about an altercation that she had with another female. And I recall when she was telling the story to me that she took pride in, oh, I wait for them to come to me and speak. So yes, that's my pettiness. I didn't speak to her and I just kind of let it be. But what made me uncomfortable was at the end of the day, so our cars were parked right next to each other. She took her time on the phone because I couldn't open my car door until she got into her car. And it was the most uncomfortable thing ever because she knew that I couldn't open my car door until she passed, and she took her time to talk on the phone and all that. And I was like, okay, so I'm never going to park next to her again. So let me just park on the opposite side of the lot so this doesn't happen again. Of course, me doing that made it seem like I just wanted nothing to do with her and etc. So that's my petty part, okay? That's where I should have just let it be. I should have just said hi to her the next day and just let it be, right? But I didn't want to do that because there were some other underlining issues that I had with this individual that I have expressed in the past that I disliked, and the response I received were giggles, like, kind of get over it. So anywho, now we get to last week, okay? So we haven't been speaking to each other for, I would say, months, and then we get to last week. So I've been getting up some people as much as I can. It's been kind of crazy. It just depends on the day, but I've been trying to get up a lot of people as a CNA for the morning people, so when they come in and I know they have showers, so I try to do my best, right? And I received a compliment and I was like, oh my goodness, thank you. So from my bosses, like, thank you so much. They were like, the morning people, they're talking about how you're doing a great job of getting up more people, etc. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, right? Here comes this individual telling other aides, I do everything. Blossom, if you don't know me, that's my name, Blossom. Blossom doesn't do anything. Oh, and I'm hearing from other aides, she was so pissed off. And I'm sitting here like, that's so absurd, because this 60-year-old lady, first off, I always gave her compliments. She definitely works her behind off and she always receives compliments. I tell her she works faster than me and her quality is better than me. She has a good rapport with the patients and everything. Like what? Like, I put her over all the time. And so it was very frustrating to hear that she was so pissed off. I mean, I walked into the break room last night. When she saw my presence, she got up and like left, and I'm like, where are we in high school? Like, I understand. I will say, I think when it comes down to it and we have a job to do, I believe both of us will put our big girl pants on and we will do what we're supposed to do our jobs. That's why we're here, to do our jobs. But let me tell you, I've never seen a grown-ass lady, 60-year-old lady, get upset and feel like, I wonder what she thinks I'm trying to do. And what gets me is that I felt validated, because I felt like me getting upset with her, in the back of my head when it first happened, I thought, well, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe she isn't trying to make me look bad. But that's how it felt. I clocked her if that's how it felt, right? And it was validation, how the first time I've ever received a compliment, she's livid. So I feel validated, but I also feel like, why can't we all just be happy for each other? Because I never despite my pettiness as my response prior, like anytime anybody ever received any compliments or anything, okay, like that never had anything to do with me. I never felt that way. So it's so weird for her to be this angry. It's not normal. It's not. So anyways, I have to deal with this. It's just a bad, and then everything I do, I feel like, I don't know, it's just gonna go the wrong way. So today I had reached out to HR, not regarding this, but for a key for a door for us to get into, but I requested it for all the overnight shift people because I saw the morning shift people have this specific key for this specific door, and I'm like, oh, that would make a life a lot easier for the overnight staff when we have to get something in our cars overnight. So anyways, I don't know how she'll like that I spoke for the overnight people. Hey, can we all get like key fobs? So I don't know if that's the right terminology for it. But I'm like, is she gonna get mad over that, you know? And I did say when I first started working, they had this form that they asked me. They were like, hey, I just want to know if there was ever a time where you received an award or so, would you like feel comfortable being recognized publicly? They have that in there. And it was not when I got hired, but it was for my evaluation last year. I remember the DNS asked me that. I was like, no. And the DNS was like, I thought so. You're very quiet. You're very private. So, and I said no. So I didn't even tell anybody that I got the compliment. What happened is my boss, when I received the compliment, she then told the other aide about it. And the other aide is the one who told this lady, the 60-year-old lady. So anyways, I didn't even talk about it. I said thank you and I was very happy, and that's it. I don't really and it's a compliment, y'all. You would think I received an actual gift. You would think it's a compliment. Are we at the point now where we cannot and what gets me is that prior to us beefing, she would have still been upset over this compliment. That's the whole reason why this whole thing started, because I was feeling as if she was just trying to wear the title of I do everything better. And it's like, you can wear that title, but don't put others down. Like, you could just say you do your job. Why do you have to put others down in the process? So anyways, I am just tired of high school at work, but I do love my job. I love it so much. Yeah, it's like and even though my family, they're like, I could tell you really love this job, and I do. So I'm definitely not gonna let some beef get in the way of working at my job that I love. But let me tell you, man, high school stays at work, especially in the medical field.